3 years of marriage, and not once did he ever look at me with tenderness. But tonight, I saw that look, and it wasn't meant for me. Ethan Carter, my husband, the man I once believed was my forever, carried another woman on his back. "Careful, Lena," he said softly, in a voice so gentle, I almost didn't recognize him. I stood there, holding an ultrasound sheet in my hand, tears blurring the tiny heartbeat that was supposed to save our marriage. They say love means forgiveness, but when the man you love whispers someone else's name, with the tenderness he never gave you, you finally understand. Some heartbreaks don't need noise. They just end quietly. I'm Ava, the secret wife, and the night I finally chose myself. It was supposed to be our 3rd wedding anniversary. I had spent the entire morning preparing his favorite dishes, the kind of meal a wife cooks hoping her husband might still care. But before I could even set the table, Ethan texted me. "Company team building event," he wrote. "It's work. Try to be understanding." Understanding, that word used to mean love. Now it felt like a knife. The nanny beside me whispered softly, "Mrs. Carter, it's your anniversary today." I smiled, pretending I didn't hear her. My fingers still ached from the cut I got while slicing vegetables, a small wound, but somehow it hurt just enough to remind me how fragile love had become. 30 minutes later, my phone buzzed again. A video from their team building event. Laughter filled the room as someone asked, "Let's play a game. Who here has done something big for love?" One voice shouted, "Got married." Another said, "Cooked for someone special." Ethan smirked, his eyes closed, answering casually, "I once cooked for the person I loved." Everyone laughed, but I didn't, because I knew he had never once cooked for me. Then someone teased, "There's someone you like in this room, isn't there?" And for the first time, Ethan opened his eyes. His gaze landed on Lena, his secretary. She looked down shyly, cheeks flushed pink, and that was the moment the world went quiet. I stared at the screen, my hand trembling, the ultrasound paper soaking in my tears. 3 years of patience, 3 years of silence. And suddenly, it all felt meaningless. That night, the sound of the front door unlocking echoed through the quiet apartment. I turned my head, and there he was, Ethan Carter, my husband of 3 years, walking in with another woman clinging to his back. Her laughter was soft, innocent even, but it sliced through me like glass. My eyes fell on her shoes, delicate heels, shimmering under the light. I knew them. They were the same pair I once found locked in his safe. Back then, I thought he had bought them for me. "Lena's had too much to drink," Ethan said gently, his voice low, almost protective. "It's not safe for her to go home." He turned to me, that cold, managerial tone slipping back into his voice. "She's allergic to dust. Clean the guest room. She'll be sleeping here tonight." My heart stopped. Guest room? In our house? I didn't move. I couldn't. "And get her a set of my pajamas," he added, without even looking at me. "My pajamas. The ones I folded for him every week, Ethan." I finally whispered, but my voice broke halfway through. He glanced at me, just a glance, and for the first time, I realized how easy it was for a man to unlove his wife. 3 years of marriage, and he had never once called me by my name. But that night, I heard him say hers, softly, tenderly, "Lena." I stood there, frozen, my lips trembled, but no sound came out. In that moment, I wasn't a wife anymore, I was just the housekeeper. The next morning, I woke to the faint sound of laughter. The door to the master bedroom was half open. Through the narrow gap, I saw the chaos inside, his shirt tangled with her dress, the scent of perfume drowning out everything I once called home. My hands stopped shaking, my heart didn't. I thought maybe I would cry, but there were no tears left, just silence, cold and endless. I grabbed my coat and the ultrasound paper from the nightstand, and I walked out. The hospital was quiet, too quiet. The nurse smiled gently, the baby's father can wait outside, ma'am. I held the pen steady, signing the consent form. My voice didn't even tremble. He's dead, I said softly, hit by a car. The nurse froze. The room went still. Pity, that was all I saw in their eyes. But pity was the last thing I needed, because the man I loved, the one who should have stood beside me, might as well have been dead to me long ago. When I came home that night, the table was filled with leftover food. 2 plates, 2 glasses, only 1 set of silverware. My body felt like glass, cold, fragile, ready to shatter. Ethan was typing away at his laptop, not even looking up. The nannies gone, he said flatly. Clean up the kitchen before you go to bed. That was it, the final crack. I looked at him, really looked, and realized there was nothing left to save. My voice was calm, almost gentle, when I said the words that would end everything. Let's get divorced, Ethan. He froze, his fingers pausing mid-air above the keyboard. For the first time, the silence between us was louder than any scream.